I'm going to tell you why having a good physique is essential for a filmmaker in today's world. This is going to be a short video and I'm just going to explain to you how having the physique that I have right now gave me a significant advantage in my filmmaking journey. But before that, who am I? My name is Rohan. I'm a 22-year-old filmmaker based in Singapore. I run a video production company called Rojak Media that specializes in brand films. And over the past 3 years, I've been on over 500 shoots at least, minimum. And it's also when I started working out significantly. And I've done workouts for 5 times a week every single day from 3 years ago. And I still follow that practice today. And that practice gave me a decent physique, for which I'll show a picture right here. And here's the thing. I've always believed that having a strong physique is essential in life. Be it for the esoteric things like for fatherhood, raising a family, living life healthily for longevity, looking good, fitting well in clothes for the ladies and whatnot. But I also think it's for having a good amount of energy that lasts you throughout the day. And I say this because this directly contributed to me increasing my income from my work. One of the first benefits of having a good physique in the filmmaking industry is just that you can lift more equipment. I was once on a shoot whereby I had to carry an old school Ronin S. If you guys are into gimbals, then you would know what a Ronin S is. It's like an old school stabilizer that weighs a ton. Okay, it's not a ton, but it weighs 2 kilos. But if you've done lateral raises by any chance, you would know like holding 2 kilos out there is just extremely painful. So it's a heavy piece of stabilizer. I'm carrying my camera, my 3 lenses, 2 light stands, a tripod, a spare light, some audio remixing equipment, a boom pole, shotgun mics, a bunch of cables, like heavy XLR cables. And the biggest thing of all was this big softbox that I had. I didn't have enough money back then to buy the now so popular Nanlite or aperture lights that come with the COB LED chip on board. I used to have fluorescent bulbs, 3 of them. 1 tuned at 5600 and 2 of them tuned at 3200 Kelvin. And I carry them around everywhere in this little foam pad. They all came up to the size of like this. And I'll carry them in my camera bag everywhere I went. And it was so huge. And that entire contraption with the softbox, the panel behind it, the light stand, and the cover, it was a huge amount of weight. And my entire camera bag ended up weighing about 17 to 18 kilos. So I was carrying this plus my stands to a particular shoot on like a Sunday morning. It was 7 a.m. and it was cool because the shoot location was in some gym in the city center. So I could just take the train, chill on the train and like put the bag down. It's all good. For context, this shoot was for a good friend of mine. His name is Prithviv, and he's a national boxer or ex-national boxer that wanted to do like a fight promo video for his upcoming fight. So just going to shoot like some hype content of him training at the gym. And that was the aim of the shoot. So I arrive at the gym. I meet Prithviv. We're standing outside. And we realize the gym is full. We go in, we ask the reception, and it's fully booked. There's some Pilates class happening inside. Like, we can't do anything. We can't film inside. And we had to cancel the entire plan. It's 7:30 a.m. and we're standing there. I just had my coffee. I am full, blasting with energy. I want to make something work. We're both discussing what the next step is. Like, is there some gym nearby that we can go to, that we can film over there? Is there some other hype thing that we can do for him, you know, for just to get some hype content out, some training, if he can meet his trainer or something like that? And we land on going to Mount Faber. For those who live in Singapore, you know what Mount Faber is. It's this like, it's not a mountain or anything, but it's just this little hill. Yeah, it takes 20 or 30 minutes to reach the peak. And our shoot was going to start at the bottom of the hill, and we're going to sprint from the bottom around the winding road all the way to the peak. So the idea was Prithvi was going to do hill sprints and I'll chase him from the back, and we could get like shots of him running, sprinting, you know, all that cool stuff that you see in the Nike ads or like the Adidas ads. That was the plan. Or like that was what he proposed to me, at least, because it's a routine that he does for his own training. I'm there with my heavy ass bag and my equipment, and I want to quit. Let's just do this on another day when the gym's actually open. We'll come back, was sell this. And as we're about to leave the gym, I hadn't told him that I didn't want to do it yet, but we're about to leave and I look at myself in the mirror for a second. Like, the gym mirrors are there, like obviously there are these full height mirrors. I look at myself, I'm wearing this singlet and I look decently nice. I had built myself pretty well back then. Like, this was 2022. Like, I had a decent physique back then. I wasn't as lean. I was definitely a lot more bulked up, a lot more stronger looking. I was about floating around 80 kilos back then. I was a big guy. I looked at myself for a second, carrying all this weight with this huge camera bag and this tripods that I was carrying. And I thought to myself, I think I can actually handle this. If I had some sort of an assist, like if I could find like maybe a bicycle that I could chase him on and just carry the camera on my left hand and ride the bicycle with my right hand, I think I could actually make this work. So as we stepped out of the gym, I told Prithvi, let's do this. Let's get the cab, let's go to the Mount Faber, let's make this shoot happen. So we take the cab, we go there, we find one of those shared bicycles. Again, if you're in Singapore, you know that we have these green colored any wheel bicycles. So I grab one of those and we start the shoot. I set up my camera and I position it in a way where I can just hold it on my left hand somewhat comfortably. My right hand's on the handlebar and my left hand is carrying this 3 to 4 kilo contraption with my camera. And we start the run. It's about a 20-minute run from the bottom all the way to the top. And we do no breaks whatsoever. And throughout the entire time, I was so present. I was just focused on getting the shot that I wanted. I was focused on directing Prithvi, telling him which way to run, go on the left side, go on the right side of the road, all while evading oncoming traffic from like some random cars and bikes that were going past me. We reach the top. I'm sweaty as balls. Prithvi is happy. He's ecstatic. He's just finished a great run, hill sprint. We look at each other and we just laugh it off. Like, what the fuck have we just pulled off? Once that's done, I couldn't be bothered to take a train home. I take a cab back home instead. I look at the footages and I start editing the video. And it turns out to be one of the best videos that we've ever made just because of how beautiful the footage was. It was like a 7:45, 8 a.m. sun. So it was a nice sunrise, orangey light that was coming through the trees. And he was sprinting up that hill and I was chasing him from the back. It's just some beautiful shots that we got. I'll put some footages here, like if I find that video. And it went viral. It eventually gave him one of the best promos for his fight debut and got him to sell a significant bunch of tickets just from that one video alone. And it all happened because I believed in myself. And I was able to believe in myself just because I knew that I could take it. So from that day on, I kind of just told myself, I had this motto in my head. I can handle an extreme shoot if I really need to. And I used this mentality for the rest of that year because I could genuinely handle some big fucking shoots if I really needed to. I'll tank the entire thing myself and I saved a bunch of costs by not hiring any assistant. The significant effects of developing myself in this way came into play next year when my co-founder and I got the opportunity to shoot our first ever concert. It was a massively tall order and I had to organize a crew of about 10 plus people. Up until that point, I had never done any shoot that required a size of a crew of more than 2 people. I had done like some launch for a new data center that a tech company had opened in Singapore, and that just needed me and an assistant to film. It was just me. It was like a 2-day shoot. We came on set. It was like a fully air-conditioned room. I didn't have to do too much of directing. It was just me telling my assistant what to do, to lift the lights up, put this bag there, put that camera here. That was about all I ever did. And to go from that to jump to directing 10 people in an arena was a massively tall order for me. My co-founder and I eventually came to a point where we were on the fence of taking up this job or not. And it really was in these moments where we would question our own self-capabilities. I would question my own confidence and my abilities. But when I began to imagine myself in the arena, walking around, speaking on a walkie-talkie, directing some people, directing all these people. Some guys were like 10 years above my age. I stopped and I think that I could actually handle it. Because up until this point, every single shoot that I had done, big or small, I could look at myself and know that I was, be it big or strong enough, to handle it. Because I'd conditioned myself up until that point to tell myself and know that I can handle an extreme shoot if I really needed to. And I think that's a line that every filmmaker has to have in their mind, because there are going to be intimidating moments and there are going to be shoots that require you to just tank a bunch of shit by yourself. There are going to be days where you have to carry a heavy amounts of equipment all by yourself, and there's not going to be anyone near you to help you out. You're going to have to carry the tripods, the light stands, the big lights all by yourself. And it would just help a little bit more if you knew yourself that you could actually do it. That little self-confidence boost would set you a long way forward. So just want to leave you that if you invest a little bit in yourself, worked out a little bit more, got a little bit bigger, made it a priority to have a good physique, you yourself would know that if there was an extreme shoot, you can handle it.